Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai. We're here with a preview of the latest Total Fots, which is the Carlist War. Now, if you haven't seen Total Fots, is basically the 1800s, and the first one start off, which I've done quite a few campaigns in, which starts off with adding European imperial powers to the Japanese campaign and them colonizing Japan, even so much as adding to the map with Korea and part of Russia and stuff like that. So now he wants to keep that going by expanding the universe and actually including Europe. And I'll include a earlier video that I did, which shows the Carlist War campaign map, which is, if you don't know, the Carlist War is basically Spanish Civil War. So he's actually modded in a huge map of Spain. Anyways, in this build, unlike the previous one where I actually got to play on the campaign map, this one is just for custom battle so far. So we're just going to take a look at some units and play a custom battle. So there's a few nations. You can actually see here what you got. So it's the 1830s to 1840s. So it depicts the first Carlist War. I believe there was quite a few throughout the entirety of the 1800s. Not entirely sure who Carl was or why Spain wanted to fight him so much. But there we have it. I'm going to be playing as the United Kingdom, and we're going to play as the French July Monarchy. But I could also choose with the Bourbon Monarchy, and we also have Portugal. Interestingly enough, as I said, it's the Spanish Civil War, but there's no Spanish faction to be seen. At least in the version I've been given right now. Obviously, of course, this is alpha. This is very early alpha, since it doesn't even include the campaign. So keep that in mind, that there's certainly a lot of stuff that needs balancing. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the beautiful models of the 1830s, 1840s, and fight ourselves a battle. And so here we are on the field of battle. Let's quickly take a look at all the units, but of course they will be visible throughout the battle for us to take a good look at, and then also at the battle replay that I usually do after the battle. Let's go ahead and start with Arthur Wellington. He's in charge of this army. He's the highest star general for the British, so we've got him right here in charge of this army. Then as we go through, we might as well go ahead and go through the cavalry as we head over to take a look at the Royal Hussars right over here. And that's them. And then next to them, we've got the cuirassiers, the lifeguards. So there should be one with that trumpet. Yes, there's the trumpet here, right there, and to the left of them, right, if you look at our side. Damn, there's a lot of noise. Hopefully you can't hear that. Here's the Scots Grey, ready to take on the field. And then we also have the Duke of Cambridge own Lancers. And I believe those are all, no, the Dragoons as well. So what he has done is he has actually made it possible to have two types of uniforms for all the units. So what we're looking at is the Dragoons in the winter uniform with the winter coat. But you also have, let's go ahead and put them right next to these. You also have the summer uniform in red, as you can see here, without the coat. We'll put them over there. Then we've got the different infantry units. So we got the regular infantry, and here we got some of the guard units. Well, no, this is the Welsh Fusiliers. So that's a light unit, I believe. Coldstream Guards over here. Scots Guards. Grenadier Guards. Obviously we have Highlanders, so we have Gordon Highlanders, and we have the Black Watch as well. Then when it comes to artillery, you have a wide range of artillery, also split up into summer and winter uniforms. The interesting thing here is that they're also included two types of artillery, in terms of there's some that are categorized as siege artillery while others are field artillery. So we have something that would be field artillery here in the back, which is 24-pounder smooth bore field howitzers. But then we have siege guns up here, like these siege mortars, 24-pounder, and then also we have these massive 64 smooth bore siege artillery. Just look at that. So I'm going to compare that now with the smaller horse-drawn 6-pounders. Let's see just the difference here in caliber. So that's the smallest gun, that's a 6-pounder, compared to the biggest one, which is the 64. It's almost like you could load this cannon barrel straight down this one and fire it. Pretty darn impressive. Oh, and I should not forget, I've already deployed them all the way up front. We've got the green rifles, and then also a unit of skirmishers right here. Note that most of the units that aren't wearing bear skins are wearing the period correct bell top Sako, so that is in fact supposed to look like that, if you didn't know about that in the time period. What I'm going to do is that since these are able to deploy ahead of the army, I'm going to deploy them like that, and we're going to deploy stakes up there. So one thing to note here is this battle might actually take quite a while, because I'm not entirely sure if it's... I guess it's supposed to be that, but it's not entirely balanced. So we have a similar style to what you have in Napoleon Total War 3, that everyone is super inaccurate, and they can basically stand like face to face and still manage to miss their shots. It's in some cases almost hilarious how bad it is. I just mean because I don't like this playstyle. A lot of people think that it's more historically correct. I would disagree. I think that units getting tired and units being slow just would take time to, you know, having to march everyone into battle orders and stuff like that. That is period correct, but the actual fighting would still be short and bloody. They wouldn't stand for hour on end firing at each other. With that said, I think it's high time that we start this battle and get things going. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy stakes in front of where I intend to move my army. We're going to move up the line infantry, and then we're going to move up the Scots. Ooh, the 64-pounder. I forgot to tell that one to hold fire. I don't want to fire on the French before they are ready. There's still honor in war, is there not? We're going to move everyone out, and then we're going to have the guards as reserves in the back. And then we got Welsh Fusiliers. I'm going to send them to the right side. Cavalry, heavy cavalry will be sent to the center. You'll see just how devastating they are. So one of the ways that I've found after test playing this for quite a while is that heavy cavalry charge is one of the few things that actually kills in this mod in a very particular way, or not in a particular way, in a very substantial way, I should say. It's one of the few units that absolutely wrecks. The previous battle where I did kind of test this out, the cavalry was able to absolutely murder, where my life guard was able to get, I think, somewhere around 400 kills. So absolute slay my enemies. So the enemy deploys in this really long line, and they deploy the I wish they had deployed more towards the center. I don't really want to fight in all these woods, because the units are inaccurate as it is. It's going to be even more inaccurate as they're going to fight in thick forest. I'm going to send 2 line infantry units out to the side, and I'm going to put the riflemen way out on the flank. Gonna put 1 6-pounder right here to be able to level canister at the enemy. Then we're gonna get the 2 other line infantries drawn out like that. And then we're gonna get the Highlanders drawn out here with the other 6-pounder being situated right here. Now, I might actually have to move that one. This one should be fine. It should be able to fire above the stakes, but they otherwise will actually cover the the shots will go straight into that. You know what? I might as well just put it in the center because it'll free. Oh, now the enemy has opened fire. Then I will return fire with my howitzers. We'll target the area. And then I'm gonna also fire the mortar here so we get plenty of fire going on the enemy. What are they firing at? They're firing at my... I think they're firing at my guards. Let's see if we can't run everyone into position now. Even though this is kind of a slow place or play style, which means that units will tire really quickly. So they're actually able to... that just because everyone was kind of moving together like that, they were actually able to inflict quite a bit of damage. I was quite surprised with that. However, as I move my artillery into position... Oh, cavalry is coming out. Most likely they're trying to hit... Oh, no, it's the hussars. I was hoping it would be the heavy cavalry that rode onto the spikes. More so than the a light cavalry unit. That's kind of gonna waste the spikes. Because just like anything else in this, units can take quite the damage and still keep going. So I was hoping I'd be able to kill off tons of... you know what? Form square. Oh yeah, a very important thing when it comes to Shogun battles is, of course, to make sure the units are stand the ground. Okay, so my battle line is starting to come together now. With their heavy cavalry coming on this side, I'm gonna move most of the units over to there. Let's see, what do we got here? Light units. I sent my dragoons over there. How's it going with their artillery? I think it might be more useful to fire on the enemy's infantry. We need to counter the enemy's heavy cavalry. I'm gonna send off the life guards. Obviously the heavy cavalry is now gonna go on the side where... Oh, they're coming in. I'm gonna see about pulling these guys back and form maybe another square. One interesting thing that this mod feature is you can actually switch over to buck and ball shot for your units, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know how much that was used by, say, the British. I kind of associated more with the American Civil War, but who knows? It might very well have been used here. Oh, so this cannon, it always happens, right? Where one cannon bugs out. I guess what it is, you have to run a unit back and forth through it, or that's how you do it in Napoleon, right? Oof, the Carbineers charged in. Which was quite nasty. We were able to form a square. My life guard is fighting with their hussars. There's cuirassiers and carbineers close by to the squares. And looks like there's a French charge going on. Damn, I don't like that. You should be firing... Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. He's modded in, so they actually have like a... What's it called? A firing stick. Come on, shoot down those trilliers already. Oh, they're about to fire the gun. Or maybe not. Damn it. Pull back. Have the Scots Guard move up to the... all the way to the line here and open fire. And then we kind of need to cover this side over here. What do I have here? This the skirmishers. The skirmishers need to be moved back. Oh, the enemy pushed through, but it's not going too well for them. Let's move over the general. Okay, so my cavalry has been killing the hussars. The French get really close on this side as well. Oh, the bloody lances. Let's form square and try to kill them that way. Yes, the French were broken there. I want Buck and Ball to be pushed into these units as soon as bloody possible here, as the guards are able to... And hopefully I should be able to take back the cannons. So you'd imagine we'd be doing more damage to these guys, but not so much. I don't know, my frontline units, I don't know for how much longer they will hold. Push these guys slightly back, and I put the light units in between the two squares. And then, oh, I have not enabled you to fire at will. And then to make sure that these guys continue to fire, I'm gonna kneel fire for all of these. That makes sure that they keep firing even when the enemy is right on top of them. As we've been... we've now been able to fix the cannons, I think. Right? Yes, I think we have. We will drop the square and these will go back to be reserved behind the line. And you should pick your targets on your own. Same time we're doing plenty of damage here. And we're kind of pushing them back. The Scots, Gordon Highlanders are holding on. What happened to my heavy cavalry? Where are they? You're all the way over here. You're super tired as well. Right, we won't be able to use them. We've got Scots Greys though. And it might be time to push them in. Ah, you know what? I'll push them in through the center. We'll break that and we can regain the center, regain control of that. Oof, back in line. And my light cavalry could try and sweep away the enemy cavalry over on that side. That'll be good. At the same time, the dragoons could start making some moves over on the far left. So we're gonna open up so that the guards can come through. Move these and the artillery to the side. And then I'm gonna order the Scots Greys to charge. The infantry has moved aside. It's time for the Scots Greys to come across and punch in to the French units. The Scots Greys will absolutely slay if given the opportunity. Right. Back into line behind them. So far, let's see. Don't I get that picture square? There we go, there we go. 79 they've killed so far. Oh, the French are coming really close here. We need canister. And we need it today. Quickly now, turn the gun. I need another cavalry unit to stop their advance here. I wish for a more substantial attack. Or more... you know what? Oh, the dragoons back here. And then you should move up to try and cover this. And we'll put you on an angle to... ooh, they're coming. I don't know if I have time to fire this last one. Maybe I do. I'll just have time. Come on. Oh, there. I got like one of them. Damn. Dragoons moving over to this side. Conducting a charge through there. Let's see. My heavy cavalry has at this point killed 150 now. 150 Frenchmen. I'll pull these guys back, in fact. And then I'll put them on an angle as well. And then we'll let the enemy fight just with my cavalry. Let's see how this side is. Oh, the square has fallen apart. The carbineers actually broke my square. I need the general over here. And they've done quite a bit on the Welsh Fusiliers. Let's see. Lancers will go in against the enemy's cuirassiers. Hussars will do a sneak around attack. General comes to survey the situation. You know what? I'll just put them along the fence line now. Up to the fence line. Looks like the French units here are gonna get destroyed. You know what? You will go up to the fence line as well. Dragoons, forward. Sit quite close. And then fire. Then you can fire from horseback into the French. Doesn't look too good for my thin red line here. As I imagine these might be French grenadiers. No, it's Fusiliers. The enemy unit is winning. We've got another unit out there. Fighting with us. Plenty of shots are landing right here. You know what? We've got this one right here ready to shoot. Why don't you pull back? Pull back behind the line. And that will open up for these guys to shoot. At the Frenchies. Oh, they broke! Oof. That's a lot of enemy French artillery. Look at that! The Scots Greys managed to push through. They've killed 286. This unit, by the way, started 90 men, so they have only lost, what, 17 men. 17 compared with then the enemy, which lost tons. I'm gonna charge them in here, which clearly needs it. And then we're gonna keep these guys close by, ready to retake the artillery. The Lancers actually worked out. There's only one Carbineer unit left. However, at this point they're quite tired from all that fighting. The Welsh Fusiliers super tired. But we'll have to push them into the fight. We'll move the Lancers out into the woods. Hussars will go through the woods and go around. So here's a fight in between the cavalry. It's the Scott Greys versus the chasseurs of the French army. Getting fired upon from multiple flanks here. I think it should be safe for these guys to go ahead and move out and take back control of the artillery. Did we push back the French that were attacking here? Looks like it. But there's more French units coming in. And now this French unit is not looking too well. Maybe that's why they're pushing in so many extra units. We'll pull back, put the dragoons down here, and then my life guard hasn't yet recovered its strength. Okay, the enemy is focusing a lot over here. Let's see if I can't focus my fire back onto these guys. And then I want buck and ball with all of these. I might want to have the... No, you know what? We'll set the hussars for a full-on charge on these, while the lancers will be going to kill these guys off. Okay, so we've got heavy attack. They've broken that in one unit that was over there. And that kind of leaves this exposed, although they can't... They don't have the enough troops to really push that. But they're definitely pushing in a lot of troops in the flank. So I'm going to pull these guys back. Dragoons will be pushed to this position. You here. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of let the enemy in, as it were. Why can't I tell you to leave the fence line? Why are you stuck there? Kind of a bug in the map, maybe? Oh, there we go. Now you should be able to leave. And, oh, they had, all three actually had that. Down to the line here. That should be fine. And then you can set up behind this fence, if that's possible. I think it worked here. Right. Set up here. As we pull back, kind of opens up the French for a charge. Possibly coming in for my troops. Scots Greys can take part in that as well. They've been firing quite a bit in my hussars. I hope all of you are firing. Yes. Okay, let's end them now. We're gonna send in the infantry first. You're gonna go for the cavalry. And then, as this all is happening, I'll push in the hussars the last. So we have quite the fight going on. And here comes the hussars. Not as impressive charge as I thought I would get out of the hussars, but they were coming uphill through a wood. But hopefully this should be enough to break this side. I am breaking the cannons. They seem to be. It seems to be very awkward to put your troops behind these. Can't really easily move them around, can you? I'm ordering you back. The French are coming after so close. I'll have the heavy cavalry massacre them. I've already massacred quite a few enemies already. Let's have the dragoons make a charge. Lancers can move around now. Let's see, how's it going over here? I think we need to push through to really aid the hussars in this fight. I'm gonna order them to really push through. And that broke the Zouave unit, leaving only the Fusiliers to fend for themselves. Completely surrounded on all sides. Have the cavalry move through here now, with you guys pushing back. See our cavalry attack over here. Didn't work too well. Didn't I order you to charge? What kind of charge is that? We're actually doing quite well. I didn't think we would do that well. Or at least this dragoon charge. What did we charge here? Fusiliers. I'll order the dragoons to withdraw. Then we'll have the Scots Greys and the Lifeguard both team up on that one. And then what we have left is 2 units in the woods. I haven't told this 60 4-pounder to fight yet or shoot yet, but we're gonna probably level the entire forest. Oh, here's a thing that I didn't show, or maybe I've already said this, but the like matchstick that they use instead of the old kind of Napoleon where they kind of just rub their hands together, behind the cannon. Fire! Don't know how much damage that's doing though. Okay, so our heavy cavalry did their job. I'll match all the cavalry right here. Everyone's super tired and lost tons of men. So it was more bloody than I thought than what I said to begin with, but a lot of this is because I've been charging. I've been charging a lot, as you might have been able to tell. There's a single French unit left. Let's concentrate all our fire on him and blow into bits. But at the same time, you've seen how it was where, you know, most of the kills in this battle comes from melee. Very few of them were actually by shooting. Just by the fact that there was units were standing literally right in front of each other, shooting at each other, not inflicting any kills. But that's of course a balance. I think that's more of a balancing issue. Unless he, even if he wants to do more of the Napoleon Total War 3 style, it probably needs to be upped a little bit. Because, I mean, in a competitive sense of playing Total War, I don't see anyone picking any units that weren't like good at melee, because melee is where you'll be able to get your kills. Trying to shoot your enemy down. Like, I don't see picking skirmishers at all, because they're not going to be useful unless they provide a significant morale debuff or something. Oh, are they leaving even before we hit them? Yeah, they are. Oh, we blast our own cavalry there. There we have it though. We are victorious. Not entirely sure how long it took me. I think I've managed to kind of perfect how to play the battle a little bit more than I did the first time, because that time the battle lasted for like 40 minutes or something like that. It's crazy with the units just basically standing right in front of each other, basically pointing the musket right in the face of the other guy and shooting. But with that, we're interested to see who killed the most and who killed what. And here's the result of the battle. I deployed 4,164 men compared to the enemy's 4,800, so about 700 more. I lost more than half of my force, 2,500 roughly, while the enemy lost 3,700. Kills, not a lot of team kills as I can see through here. When it comes down to it, a Gordon Highlanders. I did not expect that at all. Not at all. That must have been the unit that was standing on the right side of the... There's only one Gordon Highlander, so I know which one it is. Only one guy survived out of the unit, but they were able to inflict 500 kills. But then again, compare that to the Scots Greys. Deployed 90 men. Lost a third, managed to kill 472. Then we got Coldstream Guards, losing a lot of men as well. That's quite a few losses. A lot of these losses, though, as it is, it's all melee. It's all melee units that end up on high here. Skirmishers end up very low. Dragoons, very low as well. Artillery, even lower. Artillery, very bad, in fact. General managed to get 5. The 64-pounder, I didn't use it until the very end, but I only achieved 8. A smoothbore field howitzer were firing since the start, although they were firing it mostly at enemy cannons. Did very poorly. We should see on the enemy's cannons. Okay, so for the enemy, who is it that kills the most? Heavy cavalry is in top, followed by the Fusiliers, probably charging Fusiliers. Yeah, even with, as their artillery was mostly focusing on infantry, even with that, they were only able to inflict 91 kills. as we go through. Their general managed to kill 2. One of which I think is one of General's bodyguard as they pushed through that one unit on the left. Quite interesting there, but yeah. So there we have the British and the French units, or some of them, for the Carlist mod. Hope you find this interesting. You should definitely check out the other video, because then you can actually see the modded, the more I think pretty impressive to be able to mod in, you know, a Spanish campaign map into Shogun 2. But with that said, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.
assured, sir.